World is going on these days. If you are looking at the news, you know that there is a lot of disruption and it's not going to go away. We are just in a season of disruption and we've got to get used to it. But one of the things I do know is if your kids don't study world geography, they're not going to have a clue about what is going on in the world. Geography is so very critical to understand our place in the world, what's happening culturally, what's happening around the world, and how that affects us and how we can affect others at the same time. So if you've been watching the news at all, and I hope that you have, and you've been watching it with your kids, and you're having some great discussions with them about what's going on in the Middle East, the United States position and all of that, how we align with Israel, what's going on with Israel and Iran, formerly known as Persia. There's so much great world history, biblical history, prophecy probably even, and current events are exciting. It's a little disconcerting too, but if you understand where things are at and why they have the history that they do and what's happening now, it just makes things make so much more sense. Now, we did an info meeting last Friday. We're going to be doing a series of info meetings every Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope you can come this next Friday. Last Friday we talked about how to homeschool middle school, and one of the questions I had at the end of the info meeting, we had a great question and answer session, by the way. So if you don't want to hear what I have to say, come for the question and answer session because it was so rich. Somebody asked how to develop critical thinking skills. And it's such an important question because right now critical thinking skills are kind of in crisis. If you're watching any of the information about what's going on with cell phones and GPT chat and how our developing youth are interacting with those kind of devices and how it's changing their brain function, it's a reason to be concerned. But listen, a way to build critical thinking is by engaging with current events, because you can have great discussions with your kids about what's happening, why it's happening, help them develop a sense of discernment versus just listening to any propaganda outlet, and that's both conservative and liberal. I hear a lot of adults tell me that they've researched deeply into something, and really what they mean by that is that they're in a silo and they're doing a deep dive into people who agree with them. That is in fact not research, and we can't be discerning if we're not able to do really effective research. So studying geography, culture, and current events is a great way to build discernment with our kids and to have those great discussions with them, who they are in the world, why they're here. It teaches kids to ask good questions and helps them see connections between history, politics, and people. Now, the other reason I think it's so very, very important to learn and study geography is because it's preparing our kids for the future of work and global citizenship. We live in a globally connected world. Look at the news from yesterday and all day today. We're talking about Middle Eastern concerns, we're talking about Europe, and we're talking about North America, all globally connected. We're never not going to be globally connected at this point. And our kids are going to live and work in a global gig economy. They are going to be global citizens of one flavor or another, and helping them understand diverse cultures and global trends is literally essential. It's not a nice idea. It is essential for them to be vocationally aware and astute as they develop relationships and as they become responsible citizens. And I mean United States citizens or wherever else you are in the world, as well as global citizens. Now, we are in a connected world. We can hop on WhatsApp or Zoom and talk to anybody from anywhere in the world who has internet pretty much any time of day or night. We've been getting lots of interaction with our friends in the Middle East since yesterday, and so it's just so wonderful. But that just highlights the fact that we are globally connected, and our kids are going to be globally connected. They are going to work and live in the global gig economy, and so we have to help them understand that people are coming from different points of view, different worldviews, different cultures, different languages. And if we continue as Americans and as people to apply our time and place, our modern way of thinking, our North American educated way of thinking, our independent, freedom-loving way of thinking to everyone else in the world, we have lost sight of a lot of what we're supposed to be seeing and how we're supposed to be serving in the world. So I just want to really encourage you guys, make sure you have world geography in your kids' curriculum. We really loved Memoria Press for the early years, elementary and middle school, and then we started memorizing the map by heart. We did art, mapping the world with art, and a couple of other curriculums. And then in high school, world geography at True North Academy is phenomenal. Julia Jinks is taking over that class this year. And in the world geography class, they actually do a deep dive into Google Maps, which is a life skill at this point, and they do virtual field trips around the world. So this is a great place to start if you're not even sure where to start with world geography. For one, go get some maps. Go buy maps, physical maps you can unfold, or you have an atlas, and just really study them with your kids. When you're doing history, find out where the place is and look at it compared to where you live. Do the compare and contrast. If you're not sure how to do some of these kind of conversations or compare and contrast, go grab our ebook at True North Academy called The 5 Common Topics Not So Common Anymore. You can teach anything from anywhere with just 5 common topics: definition, authority, circumstance, compare and contrast, and one more, relationship. Such a great way to talk about things, and that's what we're doing in the world geography class at True North Academy. So if you don't have world geography slated for your curriculum or what your kids are studying in high school, make sure you add it. And if you're not sure where to start, True North Academy is the best place to start for a fantastic world geography class. Again, Julia Jinks is going to be teaching it. Julia Jinks was a news producer for 6 years, and so she lived and worked in that world, and then she wrote for HGTV, so she really understands understanding global politics and where you're at and how important that all is. I'll drop a link in the comments below, but if you have any questions about world geography or just studying geography in general, hit me up, because it was one of the things our family loved to do. We're history buffs, Bible buffs, and geography buffs, so if you're looking for a great curriculum and not sure where to start, let me know. I've got resources for you. But check out our class at True North Academy, World Geography, and say a prayer for the world tonight, that God's mighty hand would reign and that people would come to know Him regardless of where they're at in their world, and that we're not so much concerned with safety as with people having a living relationship with the Lord God Almighty. Hope you guys are having a great night. I will talk to you all soon.